Good morning, citizens, and welcome to another Ship Showdown video. This one is very late. In fact, technically a day late, since I'm recording this at a few minutes after midnight. Things are crazy here. So crazy, in fact, that I'm going to make a little bit of a change, at least for the next few days, with what I've been doing with the Ship Showdown. So if you've been watching my other videos, I have some information here for the showdown that happened today, and unfortunately didn't get it out in time. But at least for the next few days, I might not actually be able to produce. Let's try that one more time. I might not be able to be producing any content and talking about the ship. So I'm going to go through all of them today for the next little while and my thoughts, but it's not going to be in quite as much detail as what I've been producing beforehand. Part of it is, if you recall, when I talked about the tree that fell on the power line and ripped the power line out of the building, that is still an issue and looks like it might take about a week to get fixed, which is frustrating to say the least. And if you recall, on another video I talked about having to get some medication for my dog and go to see the vet because she had hurt herself. Turns out, unfortunately, a little bit worse than what I was expecting, and she tore her cruciate ligament. So now I have to worry about getting. I have a referral for a vet. She's gonna be fine. She's not in pain right now. She's just hopping around on three legs for a while. But unfortunately, that plus as of today, I am full time working again. I don't have nearly as much time as I did before. Although I do have a long weekend coming up because it is Canada, so we do have a holiday on Monday. So, overall, things are crazy. Things that I was not expecting to happen have happened. Things are a little bit busier than I was hoping. So, that is what's happening. Also, thank you to one of the people that commented on my last video. I talked about how they fixed the bracket a bit by adding the Mercury's logo, and that they changed the Pisces C8 to the C8X Expedition version. I didn't notice that they changed the Freelancer to the Freelancer Max, which I think is a bigger change even than changing the Pisces. Massive change. I thought it would be really close between the Freelancer and the Raft, but the Max, that's changing it. That's making it maybe I'm going to go Freelancer, but we'll get in that in a second. So I am going to talk a bit about the ships that were going on today. Technically, the vote's still going on because it's at 12:20 a.m. and on the 3rd, and I actually just voted. So I voted for the 600i. The 600i and the Terrapin are extremely close, and potentially could still change either way, but it looks like the 600i is just ahead, but that was a close one. So going over, this is one of the first videos where, or sorry, not the first videos, again, it's been a long day. One of the first rounds where the ships I don't think were really matched. We don't have two fighters, we don't have two heavy fighters. This is a massive, large exploration ship with multiple crew, or a small military focus ship with potentially one or two crew. So if you're looking at the 600i Explorer, I do keep saying Expedition, but it is the Explorer. It's the better version of the 600i's, although the 600i's are considered modular. Right now they're not. Right now you buy one or the other, but eventually you're going to be able to switch out that internal insides of the Touring and the Explorer. See, almost said Expedition there, but I'd say the Explorer is better. It's got the better cargo hold. It's got the more useful center of the ship with the elevator that drops down. You could load a vehicle into it. Scanning station also instead of the lounge. Multi-role crew, you're looking at 2 to 5 crew, 40 SEO cargo, not a massive amount of cargo. One thing about the 600i I will say, and this is why I voted for it, is it's a solid ship. It has awesome shields, and it's just a beautiful ship to walk around. I actually find the 890, in my opinion, a little big. The 400 I think is better, but the 600 is a nice size. really nice to walk around. And if you have a large crew, I think it's a great ship. The Terrapin, on the other hand, single crew, no cargo, scanning and armor. The shields are actually good for that ship, really solid. Um, Bare bones style. It's got the cool kind of side entrance, and it kind of to me looks like a little turtle. So I do like the Terrapin. If you're gonna buy these in game, you're looking at the 600i being about 9.5 million, and the Terrapin being about 2.5 million. So nowhere near even in cost. But that's why I went with the 600i, because I really love the 600i as a ship in game. The next round coming up, so by the time you watch this video, the one that you will probably be voting on will be Carrick versus the 400i. So the Carrick is the ship that is a favorite by many people, or a ship that's desired by a lot of people. A lot of people want a Carrick. This is a ship that eventually they're working their way towards. It's massive. It's got the different levels. I love how the internals of the ship are different for each level. The hab area, the military area, the cargo area, all of them have different lighting, different walls, different looks. There's the drone repair bay, I believe, in there, which I'm not sure when that functionality will be around. It's got a hangar that you can actually land a ship on and close up to keep the ship inside. It's got a beautiful interior, tons of cargo space, big ramp to get in and out, dual layered decks on top and bottom. It is a massive ship for a huge crew. The 400i, another Origin ship, a beautiful ship, a relatively new ship, came out at the last Intergalactic Aerospace Expo and will eventually hold a Nox. I don't know, is the Nox the one that's designed for it? I can't remember now. Oh no, it's the X1 or whatever it's called though, because the Nox is in game. So whatever the bike that is designed for this, it will go into there eventually, and you can load it up and down. I don't like that you can't get to the bike without going outside and then dropping it down, but I guess it kind of makes sense. It's like putting a dirt bike in the back of a truck, although technically that'd be more like using a Nomad. Nice inside. It's got some weird spaces though. It's got like a climate controlled sealed off rooms that you can get into for holding specimens of something, but right now that's not really used in the game. But it is a good looking ship, a small ship, but a really functional ship. I think it fits that niche between something like a 300 and the 600, but I would hope for a little bit more. If I'm just judging it based on its flight characteristics or how it looks from the outside, the 400i is going to win all the time. But the Carrick, I'm expecting, is going to be the winner in this round. As you've noticed, the ones that I expect to win usually win. The ones I vote on don't always win, with the exception, I think, of the 600i, because this round I am going to be voting for the 400i. That's the one I vote for because I'm going for best, and really I think the 400i is a ship that I like the best. It speaks to me the most, but I expect the Carrick to win on that round. Next after that is the Cutlass Black and the Mercury. If you're going to vote on a ship based on what ship gets used most in the verse, what ship people go to as like a ship that they recommend people use and get for themselves, 100% the Cutlass Black would win every time. When you look at a new person starting out in the verse, if you watch any of my videos where I'm starting out, I always go starting with a Cutlass Black when I can get to it, using it to carry a rock. I can use it for bounty missions. I can use it for cargo hauling. It is an awesome ship. However, it is not the best in my opinion, even though there's a lot of jankiness and issues with the Mercury, because to me the Mercury makes me think of the Millennium Falcon. I go for the Mercury. That's going to be my vote. They are similar in many ways, the Cutlass and the Mercury. Multi-role, can carry various things, have turrets that you can have additional gunners. If you can have gunners in your Star Runner, it is a pretty solid ship for combat. If it's just you as a solo pilot, it's actually kind of weak for combat. It's really not the best. The Cutlass, I think, is better. But overall, I also like the fit and finish, the cleanness of the Crusader ships as opposed to the outside look of the Drake. Now, this is something I've talked about before. I love the Cutlass Black. I think it's an awesome ship, and I think it's a ship that everyone should fly and use. I've never liked the way it looks. In fact, that's what stopped me from using it for the longest time, is I just never personally liked the look of the Cutlass. But once I started using it, I really love the ship itself, but maybe not how it looks. And that's why, for me, I'm not going for that for voting that round. So I will be voting the Star Runner, which, as you see on the bracket, is called the Mercury. I'm going to talk about the next two ships, the Freelancer Max and the Raft, and then I'm going to hold off for now. Hopefully, I'll be able to make videos by then, by Monday or Tuesday, and get into the Avenger and the Eclipse, and really look into those and give you a little more information, hopefully well before the vote, unlike today. So we're going to talk about Freelancer Max and the Raft. Like I said before, I didn't notice that they turned Freelancer into Freelancer Max in this bracket. It's a big change. I wonder why they changed it. Or maybe they just made a mistake. The Raft is the newer ship. I think if Cargo Refractor was out, it would win hands down. It is an awesome ship. As much as I'm not a big fan of the bare bones industrial look of Drake, I actually like the bare bones industrial look of Argo. And so the Raft is a cool looking ship. And the window where you look out back, and if you're holding cargo, you just see a bunch of shipping containers. That's the only thing that I'm kind of unsure about. I enjoyed it. I've only flown it the one time at the expo. You'll notice if you watch that video, the first time I thought I broke it because I landed it. The elevator dropped me into the ground. Turns out, if you land without putting your landing gear down, which I still occasionally do, the elevator really has no place to go. The interior is nice. It's kind of a livable space. It's a nice size. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's very easy to get from one location to another in the ship fairly quickly. The Freelancer Max is, in my opinion, the best Freelancer. And so it's good to go up against the Raft. If it was just Freelancer and Raft, I'd say the Raft was going to win. But the Freelancer Max is by far the best Freelancer. The only issue I have with Freelancers of all versions is that the VTOL rotating pods at the back don't do it. They don't rotate because they can't. If you even started them, they would smash into the ground. So CIG showed them in a video one time rotating, and that was a great design. And if you look at the ship, it looks like they should. They still have the rotating mechanics put into there, but they're just not well designed, and so that part bothers me. You can fit a rock into a standard Freelancer, but you have issues with the turret and you have issues with the pistons on either side of the ramp. The Max makes it better. You can actually mine with two friends using a Freelancer Max. You could drive a rock in and drive another one in behind it, fit them both in the back there. The colors of the Max I really like. Out of these two, it's really hard. I might change my mind and go with another ship. Currently, I'm still thinking I'm going to go with the Freelancer. If the Cargo Refractor was out and people could actually use the Raft because of the interior, because of the design, because of its usefulness, I might have put that into the next round. But I'm going to go personally so far, and I'll let you know in my later videos what I ended up voting for. But I think I'm going to go with the Freelancer Max. So that's it. That is all I have. It's only going to be about 15-minute video today, and then maybe not anything until Monday. Hopefully by then, I think I have my vet appointment on Tuesday, and we'll find out how the pup's doing. But other than that, I'm just going to try to get dealing with this internet and hydro issue and everything else, and I will see you then. So thanks for bearing with me. Sorry about the kind of jankiness of these videos, and we'll get back to some better content in hopefully the next week or so. So until next time, I hope to see you all soon in the verse, and I hope to be in the verse soon also. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.